When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. He cut off the heads of 131 lords. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. And he took me with him.
Hey everybody, after breaking the ice with the FE Core video, I got itching to respond to some of the comments that have come my way recently. So let's pull some up. In response to my FE Core video, Alex asked how to mirror a video without fear of copyright issues. First, let's note that the FE Core situation isn't about mirroring a video. A straight mirroring of a video without permission is pretty clear cut. Your safest bet to avoid a copyright claim on your mirror is to ask the producer of the video. As a creator, I have a place where I can look and see what videos are out there that have a significant amount of my content in it. So I can see when a video of mine has been mirrored. Now, there are a number that have, but I've given permission for those folks to mirror my video, so I don't take any issue. So asking permission is the way to go. Don't monetize your mirror and provide a link back to the original so people can support the creator if they wish. Next up, Tony. I find it funny when people throw this kind of thing my way. My world has a round earth, and that makes it a fairy tale. Meanwhile, your world has an all-powerful magical person watching over you at all times, and a world-spanning organization conspiring against them with the help of another opposing magical being. The moon and the stars are held together by unicorn wishes, and the sun is powered by babies' dreams, and you have 57 videos of you playing video games and only 1,200 views. Gustavo here saw my video about FE Core as me begging for the censorship of globe deniers because I can't have my lies get discovered. This is one of those common situations where the commenter just hears what they want to hear. Nowhere in my video did I call for anyone to censor globe deniers, and you won't find me doing that. I think they should be seen by everyone. I think they make great examples to show others how thinking goes wrong. For example, in a follow-up comment, you claim that truth doesn't need an advocate because it stands alone. Yet you've been making comments on my videos for over a year, advocating for the flat earth. Why does it need you to advocate for it if it's the truth? Now, I'm putting this up as a follow-up to the last one, just to reiterate that I'm not advocating for the censoring of globe deniers at all, or anyone that I've encountered. Hell, there are a dozen or so videos out there by globe deniers accusing me of federal-level crimes, and you don't see me calling for them to be censored. Sleary brings up D. Marble's HHO gas generation. Yes, I've seen that D. Marble is trying his hand at a fringe concept of generating his own hydrogen to make his van get more mileage. And actually, another user sent me a direct email asking if I could intervene because they were concerned about him and his safety. Because what he is doing can be very dangerous, on top of the fact that it doesn't really work. I'm not going to make a whole video on this, but I want to point out a couple things. First, the danger. Marble is using electrolysis to generate hydrogen, and he keeps talking about the hydrogen he's making as if that's the only thing coming out of his device. It's not. He's creating hydrogen and oxygen, which, if prompted, will gladly recombine into water very rapidly. And unless your seals are perfect, Daryl, you are running the risk of having those things ignite on you. I'm not going to say that you're strapping a bomb under the hood of your van and securing it with rags and silly putty, but it's not to be handled lightly. On top of the fact that it doesn't really work. You don't realize that it takes more energy to break those molecules apart to get the hydrogen and the oxygen than the amount of energy that is released when you ignite them in your engine. Not to mention how little gases you're actually getting off of your setup. I'm not saying that if your system was perfect, you won't get a minor uptick in mileage, though it is likely you won't. I'm saying you'll spend more on parts and maintenance and battery life and time which is money you don't notice you're spending. You'll get better mileage for free if you just keep your tires inflated to the proper pressure, accelerate at a controlled rate, and turn your engine off if you know you're going to be idle for a bit. I know driving like a thoughtful adult doesn't make you feel like a proper rebel, but it works. Be safe, Daryl. Next, oh look, it's one of my many anti-fans. Which one? I'm not sure. No subs, no avatar, it's an obvious sock account, so who knows who this sad being is. But arrogant as ever? Damned right. Maybe even more so. Hell, I've spent the last 4 months having real conversations with educated people. I can't help but sound arrogant when talking about globe deniers. Tough. What you gonna do? Nothing. Oh, now this one says, have a conversation with Eric Dubay and we'll see how smug you are. Okay, it's true. I would not feel that smug after having a conversation with Dubay. I would feel like I need a shower. He is a repulsive, racist, Hitler-loving human being whose corrupt worldview fuels everything he believes. He keeps his most heinous garbage off of YouTube for the most part, but he's not worthy of having a conversation with me. He is beneath me. And that's not my arrogance talking. Anybody watching this video right now, he's beneath you too. Except maybe one of you. And I'll get to that. Oh, now, Native Honey Insight is one of my biggest anti-fans. She says that YouTube is hiding proof to make globe deniers sound ridiculous, and people like me are only going after people who don't know what they're talking about. But here's the thing, Native. No globe denier knows what they're talking about. It's not that we only go after the weak ones, it's that they are all weak. It's not my fault. And YouTube doesn't have to hide things to make you folks look ridiculous. Take you, for example. You have about 6 to 10 videos with a GreaterSapien challenge in the title, yet not one of them is coherent enough to tell what the challenge is. Your videos are like a crazy person's ransom note, except instead of magazine and newspaper clippings, it's random clips from other people's videos. And there's no narrative thread in your video, so I can't tell what you're trying to say. You look ridiculous with no outside help. Now, I've given you honest suggestions on how to make your videos better, and you ignore them all, but I have one more. Here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener. Now, this comment is from one of those losers that whenever they find someone they're attracted to but know they can't have, they have to call them transgender. It's a pathetic tactic, and the people that engage in it are scum. How appropriate is it that the comment was on a Antonio Subirats video? And on that note, we come to this last comment I received a few days ago. Now, I've been more or less out of the loop for months, and I've never cared for the drama that happens online, especially among globe deniers. And I heard that Patricia Steere had shut down her channel and pretty much noted that fact and moved on. But then I got this message from a user that was frustrated by the lack of attention that was being given to both Eric Dubay's anti-Jewish crusade and his pro-Hitler fetish, which I've already discussed here, and that no one is discussing Patricia Steere's revelation of why she shut everything down and what she characterizes as rape at the hands of Antonio Subirats. Steere did an extensive interview a couple months back where she describes in detail the level of depravity and downright madness on the part of Subirats, and how their relationship developed and crashed, and how he started all the transgender accusations about her in order to protect himself, and the people who helped him do it. It's a long read, and I've placed a link to it in the description if you want to read it. I've also placed links on all of the Subirats videos I have on my channel. I think there were 3, and I've pinned comments about it on each video. I've demonetized those videos, and the only reason I'm leaving them up is so that my criticism of him doesn't go away. But more than any other globe denier, I'm sorry I ever gave that guy the light of day. He's right there with Dubay as far as I'm concerned. On this topic, Steere seems wholly credible, and the only light I will give him will be to show him for the vermin he is. Okay, that was a lot to unpack, but I will be back and talking again real soon. Take care.
That's my job! That's what I do! I don't to no one on this planet to even challenge me.
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.